Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. And in this video, we're going to talk about, a different topic, and it's because we're bringing a little bit of emotion into it as well. And the majority of the topics or the videos that I have put together and provided you guys with in this channel usually goes with one simple factor, and it's having the knowledge, knowing the laws, knowing the information that you are potentially don't have can benefit you if you take advantage of them. But again, these are all informations that are being provided to you as a suggestion, and then you're the master who have to take actions based on what you see. Either you go all out and take full advantage of them, or you don't. However, in this video, we're going to bring in a little bit of emotion as well. And the main reason behind it's because those emotions also is one of those realistic factors that provide you guys with a realistic information versus all these Hollywood movies that you've seen and this false information that have been fed up to you. Alright, so that's the particular reason that I'm going to be a little bit more personal, a little bit share more about the background and what really happened. It's really to give you guys as much as realistic information or advice I can possibly provide you guys with. But again, this is you choosing if you want to take advantage of it or no. Alright, so let's talk about two different categories. Either you're an immigrant who is a little bit older, is 18, 19, 20, or we're talking about 25 and older. You come here, now you have one option if you want to continue your education, and it's community college. Or you can go for adult schools, but that's a different topic. So you want to aim for community college. However, if you're younger than 18 and travel to the US as a refugee, you want to live here, then your option is to go after elementary school, high school, or middle school, right? And so I was fortunate enough to experience both of them. So I'm going to get deeper into those, how the first day are going to be, and I'm going to be as honest as I possibly can be so your expectations are realistic and it's not based on these hypothetical stories or these sugar-coated scenarios that you have been told. So when it comes to high school or middle school, is that usually there are two scenarios. So either you have arrived here around summer, you have arrived here a couple days before the school year starts, then you basically are in luck because then you pretty much are doing what other students are doing at that particular time. So your parents, obviously, if you have watched my very first videos about high school, your parents and you will go to your district, take care of all the documentations, take care of the placement tests. Now you go to your high school or the school that you're attending and sign up, and they provided you with the specific date, either via email, mail, or whatever it is, that you have to come to take a picture, your ID picture, right? And then you go there with all the other students, you sit down, you take your picture, and then a couple weeks later, the first day of school comes, you go to the school, you go to find your class, and you attend it. And it's going to be very weird because you will see a mixture of a lot of different students with different backgrounds, with different skin colors, which if you are like me, coming from a country that this really didn't happen or wasn't a norm before, it will be weird. There will be these stereotypes that go into your head based on seeing every single person, and majority of them are from these Hollywood movies that you have seen. If you've seen this type of guy wearing this type of clothes, having this type of skin, these stereotypes all starts to run up through your head. What you should do, what you shouldn't do, and etc., etc. However, what's very important is that you really feel lonely, because a lot of those people, either if they're freshmen, meaning they're just a ninth grader, they come out of the middle school. So they know already a lot of people. And because the area that they live in usually have the same middle school, then high school, the possibility that 90% of that particular class already knows each other is a lot. So they have their own circles, they will see each other, they'll like, hey, what's up, man? And all of this. But then you don't have them. You start just watching them, And it takes a lot of courage, especially on the first day, when you know these people know each other for so long. When you see the interaction, when you see the closeness, to go and jump in the middle, introduce yourself, and get into them. And I get it, right? What I did was that I immediately, first of all, I showed up to school late. And by late, I mean not early, but almost close to when the bell rang, not late. All right, so I had about 5 to 6 minutes. And then I immediately went after my class in order to find it, because I just simply had no groups to join, and I found myself that weird guy. If I would have gone in the middle of all those people that I've never met, I barely could speak any English, I was dressing so different than them, so I was like, no, I'm not gonna take any chances. I'm gonna let it roll a little bit and then play my part, basically. So I immediately went for the class that was in my schedule. And if you have seen my previous videos, in high school, teachers have their classes, students go to them. They don't move. So I went, found my teachers, went there, and I was a little bit early. That was amazing, because that's perhaps what you want to do. Went there, introduce myself, and then ask a little bit about how the class it is and the role. Now, when the later on when the students come in, now those groups are break out to different people, because they each have different schedule. All right, those little groups of people, the groups of students that were put together, and some of them come to your class. It is you. It is other immigrants. It is a lot of people that have moved from one area to another area. So they were born in the U.S., but they have moved because their parents moved, because they bought a house, they changed their jobs, or whatever it is, right? They show up all of a sudden. They don't know people just like you. And usually for the first couple days of the class is like this ice-breaking activities back to back to back. So that would be a perfect opportunity for you to slowly dig your tunnel and build your relationships. But that very first day, when you arrive, that feeling is going to be tough, especially when you see everybody else as a group. And I remember I'm watching this on these Hollywood movies or YouTube videos, but experiencing it, it's just different. Especially for me when I didn't know the language very well, to go up there and have that, a warm interaction with them and be able to introduce myself. Especially because I was dressing up so different than them. All right? So that's something you're going to experience regardless of what I say. Now, the second group is what I've also was part of, because I've arrived right before the Thanksgiving holidays. And is that you will get this notion from these Hollywood movies that if you're coming to the school in the middle of the school year, somebody, or a pretty girl, would get your hand, take you to different classes, introduce you to all of this. No, none of that happened. So of course, the same scenario, the first part was the same. We went to district, took care of all those first steps, right? But then we're just talking about the very first day that I had to show up for school. I showed up to school. They hold me for a lot of minutes. Maybe it was like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So the bell already rang and I was late, right? They made sure they ran through all the like last steps. They have all the documentation again, double checking everything. And then they finally let me go to my class. I don't know any of these classes. I've never seen them. So somebody actually escorted me to the class. And believe it or not, it was a girl. But only to that class. There was no introduction to the school. There was no introduction to what it is or what it's not. All right? Like you see on these movies. And you walk in. And it's horrible. Because everybody is on a schedule. It's already half of the school year. They've been meeting each other. They've been making connections with one another. They have taken all the good seats. You show up, everybody is looking at you. And you know what's even worse? They knew you were coming. Because they notified the teachers that you will have a new student. And in all the cases that I have seen or happen in my class, the teachers also notified the students. All right, so it's like they already knew you were coming. Now they're looking at that alien. And you will hear or see a lot of different interactions. You'll most likely not have a good place to go during the lunch because everybody have their groups, but that's just part of the game. So get used to it. You will see a lot of people together. You will feel you're not part of it. You will feel lonely. And I just only hope that at that particular time, your English is very good in order to make connections. Now, let's go to the community college one, right? If you're 18 and older. When you get here, you only have two options. It's very formal and black and white. Either you got here before the semester starts and you have done everything that is required. Placement test, registering, taking picture ID, everything. Then the semester starts in 2 weeks, in 2 days, in couple months, and you start attending the classes. And in community college, unlike high school, the college and the students both move. I'm sorry, not the college, the teachers and the students both move. So you just go after that class, after the building, and then done. Right? Now the second scenario is that if you get here, you start or you want to attend college and the semester already have started. You only have two options. One, you take care of everything and you sign up for late start classes. Or two, you have to wait for the next semester to start. And that's as simple as it gets. Now with community college, it's very different than high school. Because a lot of those people don't know each other as well. Because people now are separated into these different categories. Now you have people who are after different majors, right? So one signs up for all the biology classes. One signs up for majority of criminal courses, right? So not only those groups that were in high school, which I explained prior, have been broken up by people going after different majors, but now people are after different occupations as well. Some just want to work. They never show up to community college. Some worked so much and figured out that they have to go and study in order to make more money. So they start coming back to college. So continuing student, older one, younger one, those who just have graduated, those who have moved, those who are immigrants. So you won't be alone. And the environment is going to be different in the community college versus high school or middle school or elementary school. But that's just the reality of any immigrants that come here. And I'm going to hold up the mic closer to my mouth because the train is going by. But that's just the reality. And I try to be as honest as I possibly can be in this video versus sugarcoat any of this stuff. Because it was very hard for me. And I'm sure it's going to be the same for a lot of you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if it was a lot more emotional than the previous one. Again, I was trying to be as informative as I possibly can be, so you know and you have all the information and you can take advantage of them. Until the next video.